I'll never understand this Naruto, the first stage of the Chunin exam. But at my school, there were kids who cheated better than those genin in the Chunin exam. You know, everyone knows that first test it didn't make any sense at all. To start with, I think most of those genin are just slackers. Because in a lot of tests, the teacher doesn't say you can't cheat. And those guys there, just because the examiner didn't say you couldn't cheat, actually, he said you couldn't get caught. Just because he didn't say you couldn't get caught, the guys assume they have to cheat, and they have to cheat without getting caught. To me, that's just being a bum. A slacker who doesn't study and then, when the time comes, wants to cheat. Everyone who wants to cheat doesn't want to get caught. Well, that makes sense. But then there's that thing about getting caught 3 times, which kind of makes sense. But if you stop to think about it, anyone who had studied would have passed the test. Why did Sakura pass? Huh. Oh, Sakura was really smart. Who cares? Man, she studied. Dude, the guys just wanted to live throwing kunai and shuriken, not sitting down to study. But that's okay. Leaving that aside, let's go fishing. If at least they cheated properly, like hiding a little phone down here and checking the answers on it during the test. I say this, it's what my fishing colleagues told me, because I've never fished. Seriously. But those guys during the Chunin exam, man, the cheating was shameless, it was blatant. How did those Chunin not catch them? Man. And before the test he says, come on, they're Chunin, they're the best of the best. Their eyes see everything. It's the all-seeing eye. It's like Sauron right there. And yet they can't spot that cheating. Man. Alright, let's go, one by one. Let's start right away with Tintin. Man. Tintin had this whole setup with a nylon thread going from her chair up to the ceiling, swinging 4 mirrors, maybe 3, I don't know, making a hell of a racket with those mirrors. And she was right here, look, and messing with the thing right here. There's no way you can convince me that those Chunin couldn't have seen that. Seriously, man, it makes no sense. The puppet guy was literally right next to the proctor. Fate. Dude, seriously, how did these guys not notice there was a fake proctor? Fate, how did they not realize there was a proctor who was actually a puppet? Man, come on, there's just no way. No way. And they even let the fake proctor leave with him to go to the bathroom. So, in this case, you could try to justify it like this. It's what I try to justify, but there's really no justification. WH. And is it? The guys are like, no, this guy is so bold. So bold to put a fake proctor here that everyone knows doesn't exist, and to make such a cute puppet that we're just going to let it slide. But he knew. Another one, Gaara, of the desert. Man, Gaara was also one of the most shameless ones. The guy just, right in the middle of the test, sticks his thumb in his eye, even sticking his finger in his eye. That's fine. People could look at him and say, he's crazy, disturb, hit bang. But there is no problem at all with the disturbance. Bad guy doing that, right? He stuck his finger in his eye here and did this. But doing this, if I were a teacher, knowing these guys use jutsu, I'd already be suspicious. Hey, what are you using there? Using. What's up there? No, he came here and is. A bunch of sand starts showing up in front of the other person. Other person's eyes. Sand in everyone's eyes. Everyone, ouch. And an eye this big appears out of nowhere in the eye of someone's test. And the proctors, with their all-seeing eyes, don't notice an eye flying around the room and the other guy with his finger in his eye. With the finger in the eye here. The inspectors were there, goofing off. And then there's Yamanaka. The Chunin exam was being held in Konoha. The proctors that know everyone. And the Aang clan is a famous clan. So, let's go. Everyone's watching. Aang Yamanaka over there, the little blonde girl, out of nowhere. She goes like this. Bam, 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 pew. The guys are watching her making a mess right there. The H and sealed, whatever. No, she just did the hand sealed right there and fell asleep because she fell asleep. It had nothing to do with her doing a mind transfer. There's no way she would. There's no way she would have done that, a mind transfer. Just to fish. Never, not aim. Niji using the Byakugan should have been forbidden too, right? Everyone knows that Byakugan has X-ray vision. It seems like nobody understood the test. The guys were supposed. That fish without them losing. That wasn't the point of the test. You could use any jutsu, and if you use the jutsu, 1, even if I see it, you will pass. No, the test was, if you fish and I don't see you, you pass. Essay, and there was no way not to see these plagues. But 2, you're not getting involved in. This 2, you're not hitting that like button, and then hitting the hype, help out the channel. Man, if you saw any other weird cheating in this first stage, leave it in the comments. And if you disagree or agree, leave your opinion about this first stage of the Chunin exam in the comments, because to me it was outrageous.